Welcome back, everyone. Today I have my build of Ampharos, and honestly I underrated the deck quite a bit beforehand, but with this build I feel very confident in Ampharos' ability to give you some fun games as well as being pretty competitive. So before I throw the deck list up, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you would like to go the extra mile, leave the video playing while you are importing the deck list into Pokemon Pocket. Helps boost the watch time, helps YouTube keep promoting the video. Thank you very much. And also drop a comment if you want a chance to win a shiny Giratina or shiny Darkrai. I will pick you and you will have your choice until I am out of them. So what are we doing with Ampharos? Here's what you need to know. Number one, I'm going to say in this game, because you're looking at different cards than what you're seeing right here, this was me testing a double Flaffy no rare candy May build. I think both are valid. But I ended up switching to the rare candy one because it just felt like it was a little bit more consistent and helps you get the Ampharos online a little bit quicker in case you're not fast to find the Mareep. So that's the difference between that. Just take out 2 rare candy, add double Flaffy, and instead of the copycat, add a May. That's what the list is that you're looking at right now. So this deck is... Here's something you got to know about Megas. I think that this is probably the premier way to build Ampharos because aggressive Megas don't really work. They kind of do, but if you look at like Mega Gyarados, that deck has completely flopped. Why? Because its main attacker is Mega Gyarados. When you are putting a Mega into the active spot, you are pretty much saying, unless my opponent bricks, I lose the game. If they are able to establish their board past the intro destruction you're causing with your early Mega, you're gonna lose the game. So I don't think that going with the fast approach with Mega Ampharos is the way to go at all. I think the way to go with Mega Ampharos is to play it as an Oricorio deck first and a Mega Ampharos as the finisher. This is why we are playing the double Oricorio, the double Pichu, because we need... I think that the Pichu is probably the best way to cheat energy and play in this deck. The other option would be with like Zeraora and Elemental switches, but that is so many more deck spaces than just going with the Pichu. So I like the Pichu to cheat a couple extra energy and play more. And what we want to do is we want to put these Oricorios in the active spot, let them handle the early game, get damage on the board, take some early prizes against these decks that don't really have great ways to deal with Oricorio. The only time you ever go fast with Mega Ampharos is if you're playing against a deck that has a really good answer to Oricorio, right? That's the only time, because in those matchups, for the most part, they're not running some sort of Mega that you have to be totally afraid of. The decks that can do that are like Mega Absol, Hydreigon. The Hydreigon is the more scary card. Like the Mega Absol is going to do, 80 damage to your Ampharos. It's going to take a bit for them to get through it. You're not worried about getting 2-shot by the Mega Absol. And then like Mega Blaziken, if they're playing the Baby Blaziken. And the Baby Blaziken is hard for them to set up. They're not going to do it quickly most of the time. And if they do set up the Baby Blaziken, well, then they need to go find their other rare candy for their Mega Blaziken EX. Like, it's not the easiest thing in the world for them to do. So the double Pokemon Center Lady in the cape, in order to keep the Oricorios alive, has felt really, really good. Like, you are playing a very slow game that is preying on your opponent not having the correct answers to the Oricorio. Like, it's just a super hard thing for any deck right now to deal with. And the Ampharos as a finisher is so great because you already have all this damage put down with Oricorio. And then you get this Ampharos, which is going to do 100 and ping things on the bench. And then you can start, you can use that Cyrus to bring something else up and knock it out with the Ampharos or whatever, man. It is just, the deck has flowed so well since I went to this double Pokemon Center Lady build. Like, it just feels so much better than any other Mega Ampharos list I was trying. Because I was trying this at the very start of the game, and I was getting wins just off of the Oricorios. Then as the meta developed a little bit, it was clear that like double Oricorio wasn't doing it, but the Pokemon Center Ladies have really helped. And you might say, dude, where are the lilies? Again, this deck is meant to promote Oricorio. Like give Oricorio all it needs to be as annoying to your opponent as possible. Get as much damage down with Oricorio. Buy you all the time in the world. The Lily, like, you can't heal the Oricorio with the Lily. And the Lily comes up so, like, seldom in this deck. It's crazy. Because you're already saying, like, if you wanted to use a Lily with Ampharos, I think you'd have to be looking at a build that said, I'm going to set up Mega Ampharos really, really quickly, play a bunch of heals, like double Lily, maybe even a little bit more heal to keep it so that Mega Ampharos can attack 3 times. And that is just, there's not enough, I don't think, for you to do that consistently. Like a high roll Mega Ampharos deck doesn't feel like the way to go. I would rather high roll with many other decks. And all of the games here you're going to see are just long games where we are grinding out the win by Oricorios and then Mega Ampharos to finish. This game here, I do think I misplayed quite a bit during it, but we are now at the end stage here after talking about the deck where I got both Lilies out of my opponent's deck, and the Mega Blaziken has 200 damage left on it. So I say, you know what, dude, I don't think this guy's playing Pokemon Center Lady in this list. I think now's the time to just go for Mega Ampharos, swing for 100, knock out that Torchic on the bench, and then just follow up again, because I had the Cyrus in my hand. That was the real thing that allowed me to do that, is I had Cyrus. I'm like, I don't think you're playing any heals. I'm just gonna go smack with Mega Ampharos, and then I know I can Cyrus and finish this Mega Blaziken off the next turn. Knocking out the Torchic was whatever. I was just waiting until I had my Cyrus before I really went in there. Yeah, I really like this deck, man. I really like the Mega Ampharos. It's a lot of fun. This next game we have is against a Espeon, Sylveon, Altaria deck. So not the most common Altaria deck you will see, but I think they would play out fairly similarly. You know, you want to use Oricorio to take knockouts on the early baby Pokemon or whatever it is they have in the active spot, and then build up that Ampharos. Wait for that Altaria to get put into the active spot. You also have the Pokemon Center Lady to freely heal your Mareeps or your Ampharos from any Jirachi pings. And so my opponent goes for their first turn to evolve, just evolves right into the Espeon. And they get their board pretty established off of this as well. And what I'm going to wager here is that my opponent probably doesn't have another 1-point Pokemon in this deck. I can't imagine he has the deck space to go all out. I think it's just going to be this one Espeon, as well as, you know, the usual Sylveons and the Espeon EXs. And I don't think he's going to be playing a baby Swablu. And I'm going to kind of bet the whole game on this. This is something you need to be able to do, is take a look at your opponent's deck and say, listen, if this guy was playing baby Altaria, I probably lose this anyways. Do I think he's playing baby Altaria in addition to an Espeon? No, not really. I'm holding double Pokemon Center Lady in hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up with the Oricorio, and I'm just going to smack this guy for 50. And on my next turn, I'm not going to attach an Energy Man, because I don't know if this guy's playing EV Bag or not. Either way, what my plan is to let this Oricorio, because I don't have a backup Oricorio in my hand at the current moment. So I'm really not interested in putting any more than 2 energy into play. This is going to allow me to completely wall out this Espeon. It's only going to do 40 damage each turn. I can heal with the Pokemon Center Lady, make it so it's effectively doing 10 damage each turn. Just as long as I am not putting more energy into play, I will be fine. Because I'm also sitting here, I'm waiting until I have a Mega Ampharos as well. I don't really want to go crazy and let my wall go down when I don't even have the Mega Ampharos evolved into play. Because, yeah, I can get 3 energy on a Mareep right now, but it's not going to do anything for me. And I do top deck the Rare Candy. So I have a couple choices here. I'm looking at the board state, and I'm wondering if I should switch into the Pichu and attach to the Mareep and use the Pichu on the Mareep and then evolve next turn. That's what I'm considering at this time. But I'm looking at the board state, and I'm saying, all right, man, if I, like I said earlier, if I go into the Mega Ampharos right now, my opponent's going to be able to two-shot me with that Mega Altaria, no problem. I don't think I'm anywhere. I don't think I'm close to having the luxury of doing that. So I'm just going to smack with the Oricorio, get my Mega Ampharos up, and attach no energy in play. Because again, I don't think anything in this guy's deck can touch me until, or can touch the Oricorio besides that Energy Crush Espeon, which is normally a fine answer to Oricorio. It's just, you didn't realize he was playing against a demon right across the table. And there's the Sylveon evolution, so now I know, like, I don't have anything to worry about. That Mega Altaria is in play, that Sylveon's in play. I'm looking at everything that can do damage to my Oricorio on the opponent side of the field. And again, holding double Pokemon Center Lady makes me pretty confident that I can just keep buying my time until I am ready to go. So he's going to switch back into the Espeon. Through the Espeon EX, he was able to heal it twice, get it back up to full HP. Very, very wise for my opponent. But I'm just going to play a Pokemon Center Lady down. And I'm still not happy with the amount of damage on the board. So I'm just not going to attach, and I'm going to zap again. Because what I'm expecting my opponent to do, again this turn, is retreat into the Espeon EX, heal from the baby Espeon, and then just kind of keep cycling this until he feels like he's ready to go, or he's able to knock out the Oricorio. And he uses his Sabrina here. I don't really think it matters. I don't think that Sabrina really ever would have been relevant for the remainder of this game. Not the way that it's going right now. And he's going to knock out my Mareep with the Espeon EX. Gets a point. Probably his best shot at getting a point with that Sabrina. I mean, that was kind of the best turn for him to do it anyways. And I'm going to throw a giant cape on the Oricorio. And now, finally, I'm looking at my opponent's side of the field, and I'm seeing, all right, I'm about to put an Espeon EX down to 40 HP. That feels pretty good. That is something I can Cyrus after I knock out this Espeon, this baby Espeon. Even if he heals himself, he'll only be at 70. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think my opponent just forgot to heal before retreating, which would have helped him quite a bit, but we'll have to pay attention to see if that would have mattered in the late game, right? This Espeon could be at 100, or the Espeon EX could be at 70 instead of 40. At the present moment, none of those damage numbers really matter. And I'm just going to use the Pokemon Center Lady here on my Oricorio, because again, I don't think that the damage is going to matter anywhere else. This will at least stop my opponent from having a Guzma to take that cape off. I feel like if he had it, he would have done it last turn. But just to get the card out of my hand, really, that's the bigger draw there, is erasing that from my hand. And now my Oricorio finally goes down, but my Mega Ampharos is ready to go. And I'm just going to go ahead and promote it because I don't have any interest in putting a Oricorio in the active spot, even if I top deck it. And my opponent has 5 cards in hand. And so I think what I want to do here is I want to copycat. Hope I get some playable cards out of my deck. And I find a Pokeball. And that's about it. That's all I can burn. But right now I'm sitting with 5 cards left in deck. I'm only going to take 1 point here. So I'm going to hope this guy definitely plays Mars. You know, I'm expecting it. I'm just going to hope that I get the Cyrus. I mean, that's really what this game is going to come down to. I've got a 3 out of 5. I'm going to see 3 out of my 5 cards. The odds are in my favor to find this Cyrus. This is about the best play I have to me at the present time. And my opponent sends in the Mega Altaria. He's going to use his Mars as expected. And we get the Cyrus right off the top. And if you take a look at the way the damage went out, it did not matter that my opponent didn't heal with the Espeon. He even could have healed with it that turn. He could have promoted Espeon EX, healed, retreated. The damage wouldn't have mattered anywhere. I'm able to Cyrus and knock out that Sylveon for the game. So, little lesson there in playing this game patient in that match. That was a very, very fun game where I ended up coming out on top. Yeah, felt very, very good to win that one, to be honest. I thought that was a very, very fun game. And now we have yet another big meta deck. And this is Mega Absol Darkrai. I guess while my opponent's doing his stuff, let's talk about what other cards I could see in here. The Copycat is kind of the flex spot for me. I could see the Copycat being a Flaffy. I could see the Copycat being a May. There are a few different cards it could be. Again, like when you're just testing on ladder, it is so hard to figure out, oh yes, this one is this much more consistent. This is this much more consistent. It's really just like vibes based, to be honest. There's not a better way to do it. unless you enter a tournament. I think entering a tournament is the best way because you're playing against high-skilled opponents. Back-to-back, you're playing best 2 out of 3s. You will know if the card is doing well. But on ladder, when you're playing against bad decks and you're playing against good decks and it's best of 1, it is really, really hard to, like, iron out that last spot in a deck and figure out what it should be. It's, like, incredibly, incredibly difficult. Especially if you're not, like, bouncing ideas off of people. But my opponent is, like, off to the races right here. And he gets the Pichu out and the Oricorio. He's got the Darkrai as well. All very, very scary. And I know that what I don't want my opponent to do is to get that Oricorio with 2 energy on it so that he is able to Darkrai Ping and Oricorio in the same turn. So I'm just going to kind of throw everything down. I'm going to Mars my opponent here. Because I'm just trying to, like, slow things down as best as I can. And I'm just going to knock out the Pichu. I've got double Pokemon Center Lady in hand, which, like, doesn't help me that much. The best it's going to do for me is it's going to prevent my opponent from going Darkrai Ping, knock out my Oricorio, and then knock out one of my Pichus and take 2 points. So that's something. He does bench the other Pichu. That could have been another Oricorio, but it doesn't, like, truly matter. And I top deck Cyrus, so I am looking awful right now. I'm going to attach the energy to the Pichu, so maybe my opponent thinks I'm playing Elemental Switch. Like, I might as well put it down. It's not going to matter anymore. And now I'm looking at, you know, my Oricorio is about to get knocked out. And I have nothing. I have nothing. I have not played to research this game. I haven't seen my copycat. I don't even know if I've played Pokeballs. Maybe I have. I'm not totally sure where I'm at in this game. But I top decked the Oricorio. So now you're saying there's a chance. So now we're feeling much, much better because this deck does not play any form of Gust besides Cyrus for the most part. I mean, even if they did, like, it doesn't matter, man. I have to keep playing the game. If he has a Sabrina in his deck, he's gonna win off the Sabrina in a few turns when he finds it. But for right now, I'm just going to assume he doesn't have anything but the Cyruses and keep it pushing. Because, again, what else am I going to do? Concede? No, dude. That ain't me. That is not me. He's going to retreat into the Pichu. Put 20 damage down. Just trying to let that Oricorio live, right? Because as soon as I knock out that Oricorio, he's not going to be able to set up another one. Because if he puts the Pichu in the active spot and uses Crackly Toss, I knock out the Pichu, I win. Because I have 1 point. So I see that opportunity and I go, you know what, man? Before my opponent's able to get Pokemon Center Lady plus Cape on that Oricorio, I'm gonna zap it, man. I'm gonna zap it. I'm gonna knock it out. I'm gonna get that thing out of here. And now my opponent has no way to deal with this Oricorio besides very, very slow Darkrai pings. That's all he's got. And he sent up the Darkrai in this situation. He could have sent up the Absol and just fished for a supporter in my hand, but that really wouldn't get him anywhere. He doesn't know I'm playing the Pokemon Center Lady. I think either way it works out the same because I'm just going to use this Pokemon Center Lady while I still can before it does get ripped out of my hand. And if he had done it the turn previous, then I wouldn't have the 20 damage on myself. Like, it all ends up just working out the exact same. And he's going to Cyrus and knock out the Pichu. So he's just looking for 1 more point. And he's going to hope that he can get that through my Oricorio. Now, all I'm looking for is a Mareep, man. Is a Mareep. I have not drawn any cards. Like, I get a rare candy off the top, man. This is an abysmal game for me variance-wise. My opponent has played double Pokeball, double Research, literally everything. And I am not having the greatest time in this game. I gotta mute this VOD because I am talking in it. And it's distracting me. He's gonna leaf into the Mega Absol. Yes. He's going to try to fish for a supporter here, I think. If I were him, I would probably just keep attaching to the Darkrai, but I know that I don't have any supporters in my hand, so kind of biased. Kind of a biased take, huh? And he is. He's going to attach to the Mega Absol. He's going to go fishing. He's going to find out that, unfortunately, man, there is nothing in there for you. Not a single thing. And finally, I find a Pokeball. Oh, my goodness. Just needs to be a Mareep. It's a Mareep. All right. Now, off of that, he does know my hand is double rare candy Ampharos. He knows that the setup is there. The good thing is that if anything happens to my hand, I still haven't played any research. And sure enough, there's a Mars. I do find rare candy. I'm happy to find one of my combo pieces because I am on a timer here. I am on a timer. You know, I don't have I don't have unlimited time to get this sorted out. But I top decked the research too. Ooh, now we're getting somewhere. Copycat. Mega Ampharos. Okay, we're in business. So I'm gonna rare candy, evolve into the Mega Ampharos. And look at, man, I'm setting up. I'm setting up for this. I'm setting up for this Mega Ampharos at the end of the game to just attack a couple times and get me the win. We're looking at a lot of very, very damaged Pokemon and a very delicious Pichu on the bench. I know I'm going to get 2 Mega Ampharos attacks off, right? I know this next turn, I'm getting out of this Oricorio. There's no use in waiting. I'm going to just go into the Mega Ampharos and start attacking, putting down damage while I can. Because I mean, the way that damage is going to go, it's going to be pretty hard for him to do anything about what I have going on. And I top deck the Giant Cape, and I'm considering where it's going to go. I don't think it's going to matter like all that much. And then I'm going to take a look at his discard pile, because the one thing I'm thinking is that, well, what if he uses Cyrus twice on my Oricorio to knock it out that way? And I see that he's already played 1 Cyrus. So I just go, all right, man, I'll put it on the Mega Ampharos, I guess. I don't think it's going to matter all that much. It's only going to matter if my opponent's playing red, because he would be able to do like 100 with Mega Absol, or maybe 81 turn, and then Darkrai Ping plus red, and that would knock it out. So I'm not even going to take that chance, and I'm just going to use Lightning Lantern. Look at that. I sniped the Pichu. And that is the game. That's really, hey, I'm glad I could showcase taking a cheeky extra point, that last point off a little baby Pokemon on the bench. I mean, other than that, I felt pretty good where I was. It wasn't likely that my opponent would be able to 2-shot me with really anything besides the Darkrai. And yeah, that Pichu on the bench, I assumed I would be able to hit it twice. It'd be pretty crazy if I wasn't. And hopefully the damage would just work out. So, hey, hope you guys enjoyed. Mega Ampharos is a lot of fun. I'm excited to see where the deck goes in the future. Let me know how you guys have been trying it. And yeah, subscribe on your way out. I'll see you on the next one.